Well, hi everyone. I thought I would finally come out of hiding and jump on to social media again. So it's been a little bit of a hiatus. I am very much aware of this because from, July, August last year, life was lifing me. So basically, what I've been meaning to do for a very long time is actually get back on and record some content for the podcast, for socials. I have jumped back on Instagram, as many of you would know, somewhat recently after I got a gentle boot up the bum from some of my fourth years about the fact that I hadn't posted anything forever. So I decided today, after sitting in a blackout for a couple of hours, that I would just let's go with some low production value content. So I'm basically just on my phone, on my mic, and we're on Instagram. So we'll just see what happens. And what I wanted to cover today is a little bit of a APOD conference podiatry scandal, which do love a little bit of goss. And it involves one of the retail companies that has been great cannon fodder for examples of really unethical retail practices in the health. Well, can't say healthcare space because they're not healthcare practitioners. Anyway, I'm not going to name this retail company straight out because they probably have a legal team that is significantly bigger than what mine is. Mine is nothing. However, and hi, there's a few people that have joined us. I'm still figuring out how to use Instagram Live, so I don't know how to wave back, but hello, I see you. Okay, so let's backtrack. The organisation that we're talking about, it kind of rhymes with the Mood Meat Store. Make of that what you will. Anyway, so for those of you, well, when was it? Circa May, I think 2nd, I utilised some of their social media for, again, cannon fodder, for really good examples of unethical branding and information when it comes to orthotic devices that are being used by retailers for essentially peddling misinformation, and I feel taking advantage of those without a high degree of health literacy and those that are in pain. I feel that their business practices are quite unethical. And so what happened was, in the Podiatry Business Owners Facebook group, on the 14th of May, there was an anonymous member that posted, and I can't remember who exactly it was, because there were a few people within the chat that, or this chat thread, that came up as anonymous, but then they were saying that they weren't posting anonymously. It just so happened to be like that. Anyway, on the 14th of May, in the Podiatry Business Owners group, someone posted, what are everyone's thoughts on the Australian Podiatry Association having the Mood Meat Store as a sponsor at the national conference? Quite a lot of people were very upset at this, and myself included, because those of you who aren't aware of this organisation, they've got a couple of stores mostly on the East Coast, and they essentially prey on people in foot pain, and it uses so much unethical and just business marketing that I feel it doesn't belong. I don't know how they are walking this razor's edge to not fall prey to any of the bullshit that it comes to retail and ethical practice. If us as registered health professionals were utilising some of this marketing information, we would be trawled through and probably reported to ARPRO for breaching our advertising guidelines. However, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. So the TLDR on this is I have to give kudos to the APOD because this is one instance, and I've been practicing for 18 years. I'm not sure if this has happened before, but because there was a little bit of a kick up and a protest from podiatrists from around the country in response to this retail organisation having an exhibition booth at the association conference, the APOD have withdrawn their ability to be there. So I'll read out the response. So this is from Mary Ellen Redmayne, who is absolutely gorgeous. She's a lovely human being, and she was commenting a lot on this, but handling a lot of us being a little bit pissed off very diplomatically, and it just goes to show she is just a genuinely lovely person. So the response was, I'm giving you the TLDR and then I'm just going into a little bit of cannon fodder, just ragging on this organisation, not the APOD A, this other retail company. So Mary's response: thank you for reaching out to the APOD A to share your concerns regarding the mood meat stalls. I'm going to keep tripping up on that. Planned participation as an exhibitor at our upcoming conference. In consultation with management and the conference committee, the APOD A have taken the step of withdrawing the mood meat stalls application to attend as an exhibitor. This decision reflects a commitment to upholding the integrity of the podiatry profession and in ensuring that our events align with the values and expectations of our members. Additionally, the APOD A will be reviewing our exhibitor approval process to ensure that the future commercial partnerships are more closely aligned with the standards and goals of the APOD A and its members. Freaking well done. I am so happy that the APOD A have done this. I am not sure if this has happened before. If it has, someone let me know. But I was very surprised just because I wasn't sure where it would sit. But I think just fantastic work by the association in withdrawing our involvement or having this retail organisation being involved in the conference, because I think it just goes against everything that our profession stands for. So for those of you that aren't aware of the Mood Meat Stores organisation, I'm just going to find my comment that I put on this post, because I did launch into a little bit of a TED talk in response to the original post about what's everyone's feelings about it. I had some. Are we surprised? No. Sorry, so if you just give me a second. Those of you that have joined, thank you for coming on for this inaugural Instagram live, because again, I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, maybe it's down in here. Oh, here we go. Yes, it's a little bit of a novella that I wrote. So for those of you that aren't aware with this organisation, again, I don't think there's any stores in SA or Western Australia or Tasmania. There's a few up near Brisbane. There's a couple dotted along the mid-north coast, which is where I first came across them, because that's where my clinic was, on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. And essentially this retail organisation, they sell prefabricated orthotic devices, and they run circa $500. And oftentimes patients, because they've got this 3-fit system, which that in itself is the biggest goddamn eye roll known to man. So they've got this 3-fit system. So more often than not, you will have people that walk out there with 3 pairs of these $500 orthoses. So they are shelling out $1,000, $1,500. It's insane. They are just prefabricated devices, and then you can buy additions for them or accessories, which are essentially top covers. But where my issue lies with these. So when it comes to their store, which I'll quote a few little bits and pieces from their website, because, oh my God, it's just rage-inducing, but also so eye-rolling. Now, for over 30 years, we've had the pleasure of helping thousands of wonderful people just like you discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. Our 3-step system is carefully designed to support, balance and strengthen your feet, guiding them into their ideal position with every step you take. Our goal is to bring not only relief, but also a sense of joy and ease. Now, where my problem really comes into this is how much they focus on pain being one of the things that they are looking to alleviate with people, because they're not medical professionals, not in any way, shape or form. They are retailers. And when you dig through their website and the training that people need to go through, so the training or lack thereof to prescribe devices, and this, I'm literally just quoting some of my TED talk from the Facebook chat that we went in. So if someone is in pain or has an active pathology, a retail salesperson should not be prescribing or fitting an orthotic device, 100%. And what I've quoted is from an older version of their webpage. I love that the internet archives everything. That will come back and bite me in the ass one day, but it's great. So What are the qualifications to franchise one of these stores? You will need at least $50,000 liquid cash available, not including real estate purchase costs for your investment into the business. The ideal candidate should have a solid business or retail experience with strong management skills and business ethics. Candidates should have a customer service mentality with a desire to enhance the quality of our customers' lives. Owners must be involved in the management and operation of the store. You don't need any training to start dishing out their orthotic devices, just a wad of cash and a profit mindset. So medico-ethically, I think there is a massive issue with this because it's not compatible with ethical healthcare practices, and it doesn't even fall into healthcare because it's not, it's retail. So essentially people just go through this training for a couple of days with a sales mindset, and then bam, you're ready to issue orthotic devices to people that are in pain. And they market it for hip pain, foot pain, back pain, knee pain. And so much of it, their marketing is centered around realigning the skeletal system, which, as anyone that's kept up with any form of evidence and literature regarding lower limb biomechanics since root theory started to be challenged like decades ago, we know that there is more to it than alignment. It's more load distribution, tissue stress theories, everything like that. Alignment is kind of dead. But this is where my initial ripping through this retail organisation came into play a few years ago, where I put out a few blog posts kind of questioning podiatrists just as a whole, as far as, is our orthotic advertising harming us? So if we're oversimplifying and using a lot of those graphics where it's sort of aligning the foot, pronation's bad, supination's bad, neutral is fantastic. A lot of these retail organisations and companies have essentially pinched that, and then they use that as their marketing. So they've kind of pinched what we used to use to explain to patients, and then that's what they've built their entire business premise of. And their retail organisations, they have a truckload more financial marketing and rubbish behind them. So they are a force to be reckoned with. So I hope this video doesn't come back to bite me on the ass. But anyway, so one, their lack of training, I have an immense issue with, as do so many of the other people that were commenting on this Facebook post. And then just the profound misinformation that this website and this organisation has. So this is some feedback that they had on their website about the staff feedback, why you should join this organisation. Working here is amazing. You have the opportunity to make a lot of money here. The owner and management are great. The support you get to set you up for success, they are like a second family. Your earning potential is limitless. And if you are good at direct sales, this is a job worth considering. You are genuinely helping people. Like, fuck. If you are dealing with people, you shouldn't even be dealing with people with pain or who are in pain, because your diagnosis, which you can't actually do, might not be correct. So someone's plantar heel pain could be a multitude of things. And sometimes, as we know as health professionals, an orthotic device could actually be the one thing that sets their pain off down a little bit of a flare-up. So it might be completely inappropriate to issue a device, but they're retail. They don't have any regulatory way, shape or form that they would want to align themselves with podiatry for this sort of mutually beneficial relationship. I would 100% put money on the fact that they wanted to essentially be at the podiatry conference to say, we were at the podiatry conference. See, we're not bad. If the Podiatry Association will let us in the door and we can have a store here, podiatrists clearly endorse us and approve of our products. So again, massive kudos to the APOD for withdrawing this retail organisation's application to be present, because I think it was 100% not going to be in the best interest of us as a profession having them there. So again, huge kudos. Thank you very much. Now, another issue I have with them, like I mentioned at the start, is how much they cost. So these arch supports, they are prefabricated devices, and that's it. They're around $500-ish per pair. Now, if you factor in seeing a relatively switched on podiatrist or physiotherapist, and you've got, say, patellofemoral pain or just a generalized plantar fasciopathy presentation, oftentimes a prefabricated, like a formthotic device, might be all that you need, if anything at all. And you factor in a form photic plus the initial consultation for a podiatrist or a physio, that's half the cost of at least one of these devices, and you're actually getting assessed by a medical health professional who hopefully knows what they're doing, not Jenny who's done 2 days of training. Again, the people that work at these stores are probably lovely and do genuinely think that they're helping. Again, it's more the organisation on their own that I have an issue with. And so this is a quote again from their website. This organisation's supports range from $399 to $500 per pair, offering a clinically proven long-term solution for foot pain, knee pain, hip discomfort and back pain. Unlike custom orthotics that cost $300 to $800 per pair and wear out over time, our supports are US-made, engineered to last and come with a lifetime limited warranty. And so they're clinically proven thing. It's based on 1 or 2 studies that were funded by this organisation. So a little bit of bias there. And I haven't actually been able to find the study publication. There's just little dribs and drabs that you can find. So if you're not making your research freely accessible, I think that you're probably hiding something. Anyway, so the perpetuation of their misinformation, if you want to trawl back through some of my social media posts, you're more than welcome to do, because anything from around the start of May that has the little bullshit stamp that I put all over it, that's from them. So again, their research, 1 or 2 studies funded by that organisation. So whilst the conclusions of their study landed at similar results, I'm just quoting some of the stuff I wrote from my TED Talk, whilst the conclusions of their study landed at similar results to other studies regarding off-the-shelf or over-the-counter devices, many of the other options available to the public come in far less than $400 to $500. Fact. And like I said, I think the only reason that they wanted to be at the conference was because they wanted to use that as a marketing ploy. So again, 100% thrilled with the association for withdrawing their ability to participate in the conference. So that is just my little brain dump on this. And again, I'm just wanting to share, my excitement that the association really stepped up. This isn't saying that they don't step up. It's just I've never seen this before where there's been a little bit of a kick up of someone being in, like an external party being involved in the conference, and then us kicking up a little bit of a shit, and then the Podiatry Association withdrawing it. So I just wanted to give them a big shout out and just give people a little bit of an update, because it was one of the posts within this members group, so the Podiatry Business Owners group. It was one of the ones that probably got a lot of attention from lots of different clinicians. So I just wanted to update everyone on that. And again, just wanted to sort of touch base, let people know that I'm still alive, considering it's been, since maybe July last year that I actually posted anything. So once I figure out how to, download this from Instagram or something, it will probably appear on YouTube and Spotify if I decide to turn it into a podcast. But those of you that have joined live, there's been a couple of dozen of you, which is really cool. So thank you for popping in. And I don't actually, there's a little question box. Oh, I'm going to play with that next time. I haven't figured out how to do the live questions yet, but we will do some Q&A stuff. Not today, but in the future. If anyone wants to throw in a comment, just so I can see how this works, but also have any of you that are online at the minute come across, or you can pop it in the question box, because, so the little question box is a icon with a question mark. You can throw something in the question box that I can see. Kim, okay. Okay. So question was, what organisation am I talking about, or retail organisation? I don't want to mention it specifically, just in case it comes back to boot me in the backside. But like I said right at the start, it rhymes with the Mood Meat store and their prefabricated arch supports. If you go to the post within the Podiatry Business Owners Club, if you are a member of that Facebook group, a post around the, 14th of May, and my Instagram post that was ripping into them a little bit was on the 2nd of May. So that might point you in the right direction for who I'm talking about there. But essentially, it's a retail organisation that is immensely unethical, in my opinion. And again, they wanted to be involved in the podiatry conference. The APOD listened to many of us having a little bit of a shit fit about it, and they withdrew their ability to not present, but have a little stand to be part of it, which I think is fantastic. So I'm just going to wrap this short little live up. It's been a little bit of a demo. Like I said, now that I've figured out how to drive this beast, I think instead of trying to go a little bit more high production value with many of the podcasts that I do, I'm probably going to switch over to just doing lives and some Q&As, and any of the podcasts I record I might actually do in this format, because life is getting busy now that I've starting up doing a bit more clinical work, doing the uni work, started my diploma of counselling. I've got a lot of balls in the air at the minute. Still working on a couple of the other P3 courses. So the running injury essential for health professionals, that's the one that's going to release next. I'm probably about halfway through filming it, like all my my online courses. It's turned into a beast. So yes, I will endeavour to get back on to live a little bit more frequently. And yeah, thank you for the couple of dozen of you that jumped in, said hi. I will jump off. This will be available wherever I can figure out to put it on the internet, and I'll catch you guys next time.